Did you notice something? When I click on the search bar right here and I come back, there is a border suddenly. And that is because when I clicked on the search bar, it became focused. And when it is focused, it shows a border by default. Similarly, in the search page, if I try to type something, you see when it is focused, there is a border which comes by default. But if you don't want it, if you don't want the border, you can simply remove it. So this is our home page, and in the home page, we have this search bar right here. If we don't want the border when it is focused, we can simply say inside this input decoration that focused border, and we can simply copy and paste this code from here. Focused border, we're saying focused border color should be transparent, meaning even there is a border when it is focused, we don't want to see it. So if I hit save right now, the border will be gone. So even when it is focused, the border will never show. Anyway, let's get back to where we were, which is the details of the product. We are doing this page. So let's do that. Continue. Let us continue. So first of all, there is an image, and this section is totally similar to these cards that we have already created. Only difference is there is no icon. There is no icon. Instead of icon, there will be a text with background. So let's begin. First of all, we will use an image in the product details page. And we already know how to use an image. We will use network image because this image will come from database when we use database. So after the app bar, let us make the body. We will take a scaffold as always. Sorry, we already took scaffold. So this time it's not going to be scaffold, it will be a container. And I will use horizontal padding for spacing. Let us remove this const, it is showing error. So there will be a column and the container will have padding, horizontal padding. Inside the column, we will have an image. First of all, this image. We already know how to use a network image. Let us simply copy the code that we have already made. We have taken the network image in our featured product, so I will copy the code from here and paste it right here. Now if I hit save, the image is too small. Let us give it a width $.infinity so it takes as much space as possible in the width. Also increase the height. I will put some spacing at the top of the image. After the image, we have this title and price and ratings. I will copy the text from, I will copy the codes from here that we already did. It's available in the featured product, if you remember. So this was the column. We will simply copy this column but remove the image. So if I hit save, you will see something like this. So we won't have this image and we won't have this icon. So let us remove the image first from this column. Also, the sized box is not necessary. Let me put some spacing right here on top of the text. Now, here the texts are going to be bigger according to the design. So let us modify it. I will use font size maybe 26 for the title. Oh, it's too much. Sorry, it's too much. Let us change it to something smaller, maybe 20. And then increase this one as well. The font size I will put maybe 17. Now a little smaller. And then we have to increase the font size of these as well. Now that is too much. Maybe I will use 14. Yes, that's more like it. So instead of this icon, we will have a text with background. So let us remove this pop-up menu button and instead we will take a text and the text is going to say this. The color of the text is going to be this. Okay, the text will be smaller than that. And there is a background. So let us take a container so that we can give it a background. And I will take decoration because there is a radius. There is a corner radius. So we need box decoration to use corner radius. Also, the background color is going to be this. Now it is the same green color as the text, but the difference is the opacity is going to be less. To decrease the opacity of any color, you can use dot with opacity and you can give it an opacity. So I will use maybe 0.5. So it will have 50% less opacity than the color that we have used for the text. Now we have to decrease it even more, the opacity of the background. Maybe I will use 0.1. Yes, but still it doesn't look good, and that is because we have to use padding around the text. So for that I will use a padding. I will use a symmetric padding. For horizontal I will use maybe 4, and for vertical maybe 3. For horizontal I will increase the padding to maybe 7. No, even more. Yes, that looks better in my opinion. Yeah. Now then we have a divider, and Flutter already has a widget which is called divider. So under this section right here, so this is the column for this section right here. You can comment it out so it's easier to find. So I will comment title and price section. And under this column we will have the shop name section. So the first thing we have is a divider. So let us use a divider like this. If I hit save right now, you will find a divider, and it is too close to the text. We can use height for the divider. I will give it maybe 40. Also the color is way too bold than our original design, right? So we have to use or decrease the opacity of the color. So you can use a custom color for this, and I think I will use the color from Figma. If I hit save, looking good. After the divider, we have the shop name and the shop image. So this is a row. In the row we have an image first, and then 2 texts, and then an icon. So this is a row. Let us take a row for that. And the first thing we have is the image. Now if you notice, the image is in circular shape. So far what we have used in image.network or image.asset. Let's go to that. If you try to use any circular shape there, so first of all you have to check if they provide any feature to use circular shape. So what I'm going to do, Control I or Command I to see the available feature, and I can see no, there is nothing. to make the image circular? Nothing. So there is another way to make a circular image, and that is using a container. So if you search for it in Google, when you are doing application development, you will always need Google. You will always have to search something. So always have a mindset for that. Finding the right solution from internet is also a skill. So you have to get used to it, and you have to be professional in it. So I'm going to search it in front of you, and you will see how I can find a solution, how quickly I can find the solution. So I will search circular image in Flutter. And in Stack Overflow, I can see many people ask this question. So I will go to one of them. And in the answer section, one guy gave a nice solution. So we can use this solution. And another solution was to inside this container, you can actually make it circular. For now, we will take this right here. So the idea is in image.network, wrap that image.network with another widget, which is called clip or rect. And in the clip or rect, you can pass the circular. So let us simply copy this code and paste it here. Instead of this, we will use an image link. We can copy the image link from our featured product, or we can use a separate link so it looks a bit nice. Let us go to unsplash.com. I will pick this image, click on it, and then right click on it, copy image address, and paste it right here. Now, if I hit save, I can see this. I will increase the circular level to maybe 100. But it is not working. So one thing you always have to do if you want to use a perfect circle, you have to use the same height and width. Let us do that. And as you can see, the height, the top side and the bottom side doesn't look really circular, and that is because our image is not filling the entire radius. So what we have to do, we have to say fit, box fit dot cover. So it covers the entire area of the circle. If I hit save right now, it's working. So it is too big. Let us decrease the height and width of our container. Maybe I will use 60 and 60 for height and width, and it is working. Next, we have the shop name and a text under that. So let us take a text. I will simply copy a text from other place so that I don't have to write it again and again. I will replace that text with this one. Hit save. I will increase the font size to 17 and then font weight to bold. No, maybe not bold, maybe W600. If it is too bold, you can change it to W400. I will keep the font size to maybe 15 or 16. Okay, 15 seems okay. And under this text, we will have another text. So we will have to wrap this text with a column. Let us do that. And we will have another text right under this. It will be little smaller. No, I will keep it to 12. Now we have to make them aligned, left aligned. So in the column, I will say cross-axis alignment. Should be cross-axis alignment dot start. Okay. And right after this image, we will need a gap. So I will use a sized box. Give it a width of maybe 15. I will also use a gap between these two texts. Okay, next we have an icon at the end. Now to push the icon at the end, if you remember, we did it something like this right here. To push the icon at the end, what did you do? We wrapped this entire thing in expanded, so it took all the available space to its right. We pushed this icon to the right, at the very right. So we can do the same thing here. We can wrap these things in expanded and take an icon outside that expanded. So the expanded will push the icon to the very right. So let us do that. First of all, we have this row and then the image and then the text. So we can wrap this row in expanded. We can wrap this row in another row. First of all, we will need another row for the icon. So this entire row that we have, this one, we will wrap this in expanded. And outside this expanded, we will have our icon. It's arrow forward iOS, I believe. That is the icon name. Okay. The icon is here. The icon should be a little smaller and the color should be gray. I will simply copy this color from the Figma. Also, I will decrease the size of the icon. Maybe not 16, maybe 18. Okay, that looks nice.